play out the same, the same, the same, the same. Ay, I love you better today than yesterday. Every day, it's gonna play out the same. It's gonna play out the same. Growing as one, not growing apart.
Hi guys, welcome to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Jennifer Ngomalo. I do hope that you join us by clicking that red subscribe button on the bottom, and also don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, as it does help for YouTube to push my videos for more people to see. And so on today's video, we're going to be looking at my monthly resets. These I've been doing for the past few months and I'm really enjoying them, and I also do see that you guys enjoy them. So on today's video, we're going to be looking at how July has been for me in terms of the goals that I set for myself, and did we achieve them or not. And we're also going to be looking at the budget, and then we're going to start planning for the next month, which is August. So if you want to see how I do all of that, please stay tuned. Okay fam, so as I've said, today we're going to be doing my monthly resets. I honestly enjoy these, and mainly because I do my budget every month without any fail. I enjoy the process of doing my budget. I enjoy telling my money where it must go. And so when I started doing these resets, I started incorporating goal setting. I like that it gives structure to the month and also give me something to work towards and something to look forward to. And so I have my journal right here, which you guys know by now. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go back to July. As I said, the goal of these monthly resets is that I review July. I look at the goals that I set for July. Did I meet those goals? If there are goals that I didn't meet, am I going to carry them over and all the stuff? And then we then look at the budget. How did it go in terms of my spending? Even though I do have a July money chat that looks into how I felt about my finances in that particular month, especially in the July one. I did do a video about that. I will link it down below. You can check it out because it does go into detail about my finances. But then on this video, particularly on this video, what we're going to look at is the budget. Was I in budget? Was there anything that just, you know, stood out, or something that took me over budget? So that's what we're going to be doing. But first things first, we're just going to look at the goals. Now this was my setup for July, simple and straightforward. All my setups are actually always simple and straightforward, because for me the most important thing is that it has to be practical. It has to be something that I'm not scared of touching and using, scratching and writing. Let us look at the goals that I set for myself in July. So as I'm shooting this video, we are still very much in July, and so please take into consideration that some of these goals, even though I may say that, okay, I haven't met it or we met it, the month of July is actually not finished as yet. However, let us just get into it. So for my personal goals here, I'm actually going to put a photo here. I want to make sure that I put photos here so that you guys can just go along with me as I'm doing these things. So for my personal goals, I wrote here that I want to reach 2,500 subscribers. Now, last month I wanted to reach 2,000 subscribers, and so we hit the 2,000 subscribers recently in July. And I thought, you know what, beginning of July, I don't really care that we didn't reach the threshold of 2,000 subscribers. However, I want to push myself and actually say, you know what, we are shooting for 2,500 subscribers. Now, as we are speaking today, which is the 27th of July, so we are currently sitting on 2,200 subscribers. And so I do foresee that by the end of the month, we will be around 2,300 to 2,400, which will still be very much close to the target of 2,500. And so with that being said, I'm really happy about that. I'm really happy with the level of growth that my channel has been getting. And then the second goal that we had on the personal goal is apply for monetization. And yes, we closed off June without reaching the threshold to actually apply for monetization. We were just close. Like when we closed off June, we had 3,956 watch hours. And so within 2 days in July, I think within 2 or 3 days in July, I got an email from YouTube that I now qualify to actually apply for monetization, which I definitely did. I'm sure you guys actually saw the ads on my videos. Whatever ad that you are able to watch, I really appreciate it. And then the last personal goal that I had in July is resume exercising. Now, did I really do this? I did exercise sometimes 2 times a week, sometimes 3 times a week. You know, sometimes I will do it once, but I have been actually getting into exercising. And now that we are also back in the office, I'm actually now being more active because I get to walk to take the bus. You know, I avoid taking the bus next to where I stay because I can easily take a bus there, but I refuse to do that, and so I choose to walk. And then so I feel like that, and also exercising at least 3 times a week, including the walking, I think it will eventually get me to the desired state that I want. Let's look at my financial goals for the month of July. The first one was get my credit card on a positive. We did that. It's actually good. And then I was able to even decrease the limit in my credit card. Avoid using my credit card. I use my credit card, but I was using my money. So when I decrease the credit card limit, like I don't want to get into detail about this because I did do a video and it goes into detail about my credit card. However, I did use my credit card. It was my money that I used in there. And then save for styling Nomcebo's room. I thought that I was going to do this thing slowly where I save and what, but then my partner is very different. You know, she's not like when we say, okay, we want to do something and there's money, we just go and do that. So we ended up buying the bed for her and the bedding and all the stuff. And so what I've been doing is I've been buying other things, you know, there and there just to add instead of buying everything all at once, you know. So whenever I have money or I see something, especially at Take a Lot, I'll buy it for her, you know. And so that is it for my goals for July. And I would say that out of all these goals, for my personal ones, we ticked all the boxes. We did everything. For my financial goals, we also did everything. Even though the last one, which is to save for Nomcebo's room, we didn't have to save for her because we did it. It turns out that I had so much money on my credit card that doing her room was kind of easy. Like not even doing her room, but getting her a bed and bedding, you know, was kind of easy. I didn't have to save up for that. We're gonna look at July budget quickly, and look at my savings. What changed here is on my savings, I had planned that I was going to save 1,500 into my building fund. Now what I decided to do was to take that 1,500 and put into the credit card. So that is what I did there. On Nomcebo's education fund, which is with Frank, by the way, I currently have a code. I currently have a promo code with Frank Group, which is on my description down below. Please, if you don't have the account as yet, you don't have the app as yet, I would really suggest that you use my link, because when you do use my link, when you actually register your account and you put in money in there, they're also going to give you a little bit of something. I think it's around 25 rands. I also get 25 rands on my account. And so we win, both of us, we will win. So if you don't have an account as yet with Frank, I really encourage that you do. And it's also going to help because there's this challenge that they are having currently for December savings. And I think that it is a very good initiative. And so if you don't have savings right now or any plan for December, I would say I will encourage you to join. And they also have prizes for people who actually reach their certain amount that they've set up as a challenge. So if you want to join them, just click the link on my description, download the app, make sure that you use the promo code so that you can get that free 25 rands towards your first investment. And then also start the savings challenge so that you can stand the chance to win some of those prizes. So the education fund that I have currently, it is with Frank for my daughter. And so I had planned that I was going to save 800 according to my budget, but I ended up saving 1,000. And I think that's what I'm going to be saving going forward. Okay, so what I did was, because on my building fund, I took that 1,500 and I put it on my, Building fund, what I did was I put 500 rands because I wanted to get to the notch of 40,000. So currently we have 40,000, which is saved on Time Bank. And then I wanted to I took some of that, I took 1,400 and I put it on the credit card. Now that's a positive balance. I wasn't really trying to pay off the credit card, but that was before I knew that I was on a positive. So what else is different here? The money that I give to my sister ended up being more. So instead of 300, it ended up being 500. And so when I calculated everything up, I was still within budget. I was not over budget. I didn't spend more than what I earned, basically. So that is how July went for me. And now we're going to get into August.
Each of us both done in the crown. A king and a queen royally bound. Both called it from the beginning. Called it. Knew that the right to be nice. Knew that the right to be us. We do what we gotta do to stay winning.
Isn't it amazing how the year is going, you guys? Literally, we are on the last half of the year. And it's amazing how it has been going for me financially. And I think that being more intentional about posting financial content here on YouTube has kind of kept me accountable when it comes to how I actually set my goals, me working towards my goals. But more than anything, my financial standing, that has really, really improved, because I feel like I'm more accountable now because I'm putting out this content. And if I say I want to do something, or I'm going to do something, I better work towards doing the something, you know. And so I'm really glad that I actually became more intentional in posting financial content here. Now, the first thing that we're going to just look into when we're looking at my August is my content calendar. Now, I do have this on my calendar on my iPad, but I also wanted to have it here. And I've never really done this to this extent, whereby normally I know that I post on Sundays and Wednesdays. However, this time around, I kind of have a full view of how I want my content to look like in August. And so what I've done here is I've actually just wrote out all of my videos that I want to post in August. Now, it's possible that I'm not going to post them exactly like this. However, it's nice to know that for the month of August, I'm going to be sorted. So some of the videos that I still have to shoot here is getting a job in government. Now, if you're still watching now and you are interested in this topic, please let me know down below, because I did do a video talking about my career journey, and I found a lot of responses that were positive there, that I felt like this is something that I would like to give back to, like something that I would like to talk about. Yes, I'm not an expert into this. However, I feel like I do have something to share. And so instead of helping each and every, like one person at a time, because I've been getting some DMs and some emails regarding this and talking to some people, trying to help them, you know, restructure their CV. What I've decided to do is just shoot a couple of videos that go into detail about these things, so that it can always be there, you know. So if, let's say, for instance, you have some questions, you can always go back to the video and watch it just to refresh your mind. Let's say, for instance, you are going for an interview, you can go back to the video, watch it, refresh your mind. And so I thought, let me do that instead of, you know, answering each and every DM that comes about getting a job in government. How do you get a job? How do you apply? How to write a CV and all the stuff. So I decided, let me just do the videos. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to break those videos into 3 portions. The first one will be about how do you actually find jobs within government. So which sites do you go to, the reputable sites? How do you narrow down your search when it comes to applying for jobs in government? Because I do know that because there are a lot of posts that come out, it's very easy to get overwhelmed and end up applying for everything, which can end up being a disadvantage for you, because you are not narrowing anything down, you are not focused. And so that's the first video. And then the second one will be about writing a CV that best represents you, you know. And then the last one will be about interviews. So it'll take you from looking for a job, which sites, how do you narrow down your search, and then we're going to look at your CV, and then we're going to look at you actually preparing for an interview. So all of these videos, all of these 3 videos will be interconnected. So it'll be like a series that I'm going to shoot and make available in my YouTube channel. So those are some of the videos that I have to shoot, and then maybe vlogs there and there, like not a lot, maybe 1 or 2 in the month of August. So that is my content calendar for August. But most of it is more so about financial content. But then now, half of it is financial content and half of it is about getting a job in governance. Now, let us get into my goals. Okay, now I've broken down my goals into personal, financial, and YouTube. Normally, I'll put my YouTube under personal, but I thought, let me take it out, and let it stand on its own, So we're going to start with personal. So with personal, I want to exercise at least 3 times a week. Now, I do think that this is possible, especially now that we have to go in the office, because when we're working from home, sometimes it's just hard to wake up. I'm just going to be honest. But now that we have to go in the office, I find that I'm waking up early, like around 5:30, and I want to push myself to wake up at 5, exercise, have enough time to make my daughter breakfast, and then have enough time to also get ready for work. And so my goal is to exercise 3 times a week. If I can push it to 4, it will be good. Read 1 book. Now I bought this 1 book which says Manage Your Money Like a F Adult, and I started it. It is a easy read. Not so much so my favorite style in writing. It has a lot of illustration. When it comes to reading books, I don't like a lot of illustration. I like storytelling. That is why I enjoyed Rich Dad Poor Dad, because it's a story. Like you are following the story, the story that is being told, and it's associated to finance. So that's my kind of a read. But I will read the book because I bought it, and I feel like it will be a useful book. And so I have that book and I want to read it. And then after I finish reading it, I want to buy another book. And then I want to prioritize self-care. I need to redefine what self-care means to me. Take steps at the office. Now, this is something that I used to do, and I used to enjoy it, even though it's very challenging. But I liked doing it. So every morning, instead of taking an elevator, I would take steps. So I want to get back to that, because it's like it will be an addition from exercising here at home, walking, and then taking steps. I feel like it will really be good for me. And then we're going to get into financial goals. Now, the financial goals is I want to close my credit card. Now, even though I decreased my credit card, right now it's on 2,000 and it's on good standing. I've been thinking about this long and hard, whether I want to close it or not. And I've been asking myself, if I don't close it, what am I intending to do with it? Why am I keeping it? What will be the purpose of it? And then another thing is, this thing does have some sort of charges. Sometimes, even though it won't be high because it's on a positive, but it still has some charges. And so I think I'm just going to close it. And then I want to save a minimum of 7,000 this month. Before, it has been around 6,500 in the past months. But now that I've paid off my credit card, if I'm being honest, I have more money to save, and I should be saving that money. That's always been my goal, that if I finish a certain debt, that money must go into savings so that I can see it. And so I want to increase it to about 7,000 this month and more. We'll see when we go over my budget. And then I want to start a camera sinking fund. Now, this camera sinking fund, there was one comment that I got that said that I must not buy a camera with my money. At first, I was like, but where am I going to get money if I don't use my own money? Until I got monetized and I realized that, okay, there is money that comes in here, even though it's not like fast, and also it's not like a lot of money, but it's still money that my videos are making. And I figured, you know what, let me actually use that money to actually save towards eventually buying my camera. So whatever money that I'm going to be making when it comes to YouTube, I'm going to save it in the sinking fund. So that is my goal. And then I want to save for a holiday. There's a holiday that we are planning for next year, January, and I want to save for that. Each family needs around 5 grand. And so I feel like for me and my partner, 5 grand is easy. And so the reason why I haven't really started saving for it is just because I feel like if I really wanted to do that within 2 months, me and my partner can, within 1 month actually, me and my partner can have that 5 grand ready, you know. But it'll be nice to actually start to save for it so that we don't feel the pressure whenever the time comes, you know. Because you may never know, today I may be okay financially, but then down the line in the next 3-4 months I may not be okay, and then now I want to save for this, and then I'm like, oh, I don't have money, and then I start pulling out. I don't want to pull out from this trip. I really think that it will be nice for our families to go for it. Okay, and then we have YouTube, which is the last category. Now on YouTube currently we are sitting on 2,200 subscribers, and my goal was end of July 2,500 subscribers that I would like to reach. Now I don't think that we're going to reach this. I'm not sure if it's possible looking at the growth rates. So what I've done is I don't want to put 2,500 for my August goal. That will be shooting too low. So what I've done is I'm aiming for 2,800 subscribers. I would like to see that, and then probably in September for us to hit 3K. That will be amazing. And I feel like when we hit 3K, I will really feel like we are getting close to my 5K goal for the end of the year. So that is my goal. And I also wanted to put monetization part here, that how much I would like to make, but I think I want to start putting those things when I've actually received my PIN, and then we can work on, okay, in this month I would like to see us make at least 500 rands from YouTube, or maybe in this month I would like to see us make 1,000 grand on YouTube, you know, just do those things there and there. And so because I feel like it will kind of motivate me when it comes to the sinking fund, because I will know that, okay, this month we made 500 rands, then when I withdraw that money it goes straight to the savings. When I withdraw that money goes, or maybe keep it until it reaches a certain amount, like maybe 5,000, then take it and put it into savings. And my budget for this camera, for a camera and everything, is 20,000. So I want to save up to 20,000. Obviously I'm going to help myself, guys. I'm going to take some of my money from my salary and put in here. So if I can afford to take 500 rands and put in here, that's what I'm going to do, because end of the day, guys, 20,000 is a lot of money. And if I'm gonna wait for 500 rand alone and I go YouTube there and there, I'm gonna wait for a very long time. Okay, now let us look at my budget.
Falling in love, not falling out. I keep on falling in. Each of us both done in a crown. A crown, a crown, a crown. A king and a queen royally bound. From the beginning.
I think what I'm going to do differently this month is we're going to go into categories of my budget, because I did get a comment regarding my weekly allocation or allowance, and I thought, you know what, on this video I'm also going to go into detail about it. But I'm going to start with my savings, get into my expenses, and lastly we're going to look at my weekly allocation. And I'm still going to put picture here, just so that you guys go along with me. And I feel like my budget looks very nice this month. Like, look how nice that is written. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so for my savings, I have 7 things that I want to save under. So the first one is my emergency fund. This I've been saving under Frank for a long time. I think that by the time this month we're actually going to hit the 10,000 grand mark, and then we're going to start the new 10 grand, which is part of the total 30 grand for my emergency fund. But it's nice to know that this month we're going to have 10 grand. That for me just gives me so much peace, because I know that whatever may happen right now, I have 10 grands to protect me. That's very nice. And then education fund for my daughter, 1,000 grand. Umholiswane, this is something that I do with some of my colleagues. It's 2,000. And so this month is not coming to me, but in September, I'm the girl. I am the girl. And then we have Stockfell. That one we're saving for Nomtebo's. It's for Nomtebo's school fees for next year, but we are saving it under Stockfell, and it pays out in January, which works out perfectly. And then my sister, which we play Umholiswane with, which is 500, sinking fund, which is 500 as well. Now this sinking fund is for the camera, and then the building fund is 1,500. So in total, this makes up to 7,210, which is very good considering that I've been saving around 6,300, 6,500. So we will reach the mark of 7,000 this month. And then let's look at my expenses very quickly. Now my expenses are going to stay pretty much the same. I'm not going to go into detail in terms of my expenses because you guys know my expenses, and I'm also going to put them here, which it's just self-explanatory. And then the thing that I want to just go into detail a little bit about is the weekly allocation, which is the weekly allowances. Now I started incorporating this 3 months ago, and I haven't looked back since because it works. It just works. So I have 4 weeks here, and my weeks are broken down from the 15th when I get paid until my next payday. And so week 1 is for when I get paid, week 2 is the week following that, week 3 is the end of the month, week 4 is the week leading up to my payday. And so how I break it down is that I take the money that I'm saving. So for me, in my allocation, is going to be 1,800. For my partner, it's going to be 2,000. Don't ask me why his is higher and mine is lower. No. So that 1,800, it doesn't include the 700 that you are seeing here. That's why I settled it with red. The 700 that I get here is the money that includes umrholiswane for my sister and the money that she pays back for me when it comes to me paying for her contract phone. So I took out a contract phone for her, and we pay around 2,280 for it. And so whenever she gets paid, she sends me the 280, including the 500 of the stock file. And so when I add it up together, it's around 700 and something. And so I use that 700 for my weekly allocation. So I know that when it's end of the month, I know that I'm going to get 700 every month without fail. And so that's money that I don't calculate, that I don't count when I'm doing my budget, because that's money that is already out from my savings and my expenses. It's just that I get it back when it comes to my weekly allocation. I hope that you guys understand that. And so what I'm going to do is, for my week 1, it's going to be 1,300, week 2, 500. So when you add it up, it's actually 1,800. And then, so that is the only money that's going to come out of my budget currently for the weekly allocation. And then the other part, which is my partner, the money that my partner is going to give me. And then what I do is I split it into weeks. So I'm going to split it into 3 weeks as well. So it's going to help out in week 2, because in week 2, we're going to have around 1,000. Week 3, we're going to have around 1,400. And that's because week 3, that's when almost everything has finished, and we kind of want to replenish some of those things like cleaning material and all the stuff. And then week 4 is actually just adding and just having money to carry us until the next payday. So that is it when it comes to my weekly allocation. I hope that it's kind of clear. So what you can do is you break it down from your payday until your next payday. Look at how much money you need every week. So now what I do, like last week, I made groceries. I bought some things which were like less than 400, and my sister was asking me, so you buy groceries every week? I'm like, yes. And I was happy that I spent only 400. So it just goes to show that sometimes you don't have to have a lot of money. 500 for that week can be more than enough. 600 for that week can be more than enough, because you are more conscious of your spending. So that's what I do now. Now I look at my fridge, I look at my cabinets, and then I think, what would I really like to buy this week? What will I like? What do I want to eat? You know, instead of just buying everything, I think, what would I like to eat? So if I feel like fish this week and I feel like wings, I can just easily buy fish and wings, buy veggies that we're going to need if there is a need for that, buy whatever, if it's spices that maybe I may not have. And it's not going to amount to a lot of money, because you are buying based on what you really need. So I think for me, this has allowed me to be more conscious of my spending, the things that I buy, and also making sure that the things that I buy, I actually eat and finish. So I think I've said a mouthful regarding my monthly reset. We looked at July, how July went in terms of my goals. I must say that I'm happy that we hit so many of my goals in July. And then also we looked at my budget. How did it go? Where were the changes? And then we looked into August, which I enjoyed planning for, and I just love how my budget looks. It looks so crisp. This month we're going to be able to save more than what we used to save previously. And then I was able to write down some goals that I want to work towards. And I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and you enjoyed me taking you through my resets and how I'm planning for August. And so with that being said, I'll see you on the next one. Please take care and stay safe. Bye.
Each of us both done in the crown.